VAT registration, how does it work when you're an Amazon seller? Well, today we're going to talk about that in this video. Hi, my name's Simon. I'm a six-figure Amazon seller in the UK, and today we're going to talk about a very scary topic for some people, VAT registration. But guys, nothing to be worried about. Let's jump straight into it. So the first thing I'm going to say is a lot of people are a bit dubious or worried about going VAT registered. They're worried they're not going to find any deals or that it's going to be too complicated. Don't worry, guys. It seems a little bit daunting, but going VAT registered is a natural part of growing your Amazon business, and there really is nothing to be worried or scared about. So don't be too worried about it. It's all good. And I'm here to help you guys today and explain some more about how it works. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about exactly how VAT works. So the first thing is we need to talk about is what's the VAT threshold. Now, it used to be £85,000. It's just been increased to £90,000 thanks to Rishi. Not sure he'll be Prime Minister for very long, but there we go. And yeah, that means basically you can do £90,000 in sales, £90,000 in revenue in a 12-month rolling average. So it's not like a set date to a set date. It's a 12-month rolling average. And I've made some sort of slides here just to explain a brief example of how the VAT works when you buy something, when you sell something. So let's go and have a look at it. So in this scenario, we are buying an item for £100 and then we are selling it for £200. So what VAT do we owe for this particular sale? Well, firstly, we need to take 20% of that 200. So we've made a sale for £200. We need to calculate the VAT for that. So the way to do this is to just do whatever 20% of 200 is, and that is 33.33. Okay, as we can see here, it's 166.67 plus 333 equals 200. And guys, there's a very easy way to calculate this if you want to do it yourself. And that is just take that number, which is 200, divide it by 6, and that gives you the VAT number. So you can take any sale price or purchase price, divide it by 6, and that gives you the VAT. So there's a little trick for you guys. So we've sold the item for 200, and now we owe the government 33.33, but do we? Not quite, because we can get the VAT back from our £100 purchase. So we bought the item for 100, and if we look at what 20% VAT is on that £100, it's 16.66. So if we go on to the next slide, we can see that when we calculate this, we owe 33.33 from the sale. However, we can claim back that 16.66 from the purchase. Therefore, we do 33.33 minus 16.66 equals 16.66 that we owe to the government. So that is how we calculate it. We take the VAT from the purchase, the VAT from the sale, and then we take the VAT from the purchase away from the VAT from the sale, and that gives us the amount that we owe the government. So that is on the most basic level, but that's just essentially how it works. It's very simple, really. Then you don't need to know this. I mean, when you're doing your sourcing, it's all going to be calculated for you on either SellerAmp or BuyBot Pro. You're going to have your setting set up for that, so you don't necessarily need to be figuring the stuff out yourself. This is stuff for your accountant to deal with, to make sure that they're claiming the correct amount. But this is just how it works. So I've broken this video down into kind of two sections. One is going to be how does going from non-VAT to VAT change from a sourcing point of view, and then how does it also change from an admin point of view, and what admin do you need to do. So we'll start off with the more exciting one, which is the sourcing one. So the first thing you're going to be doing is making sure that you're getting stricter on your sourcing. So 2 or 3 months before you're expected to go VAT registered, you need to change your settings in SellerAmp or BuyBot Pro, whatever you use for doing sourcing, and change it to VAT registration. And that way you can start getting used to sourcing when you're VAT registered. But there's also a thing that you need to know. As soon as you go VAT registered, any stock that you even bought beforehand, before you're VAT registered, will then be charged at that VATable rate. I'm not sure if VATable is a word, but it'll be charged at that 20% rate. So the next thing I'm going to advise you is a couple of months before you're planning on going VAT registered, you need to go through all of your existing stock and start clearing out stuff that you're not going to be profitable on when you actually have to pay VAT on them. So we've had the easy mode now for Amazon doing non-VAT. Now we need to clear all that stock out and get ready to go VAT registered. Because like I said, if you've got stock that you've bought just before you go VAT registered, and then as soon as you go VAT registered, that stock that sells will be, you have to pay VAT on it. So you may have calculated the profit based on being non-VAT, but actually now you're VAT, you're going to have to pay VAT on it, which may make that item much less profitable or even a loss. Now, the good thing is that when you go VAT registered, you can claim up to 3 years worth of purchases. So if you have a bunch of stock left over when you go VAT registered, your accountant and you are going to be able to claim the VAT back on all that stock that you've purchased. Because obviously, when we, as I mentioned before, when we're actually calculating what the VAT is owed to the government, we take the sale price and we take the sale price VAT, we take the buy price VAT and we take that off the sale price, so we only pay the difference. So yeah, you can do that. You can also claim back 6 months worth of sort of software and services as well. So don't forget to claim back the VAT for that as well. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in the admin bit. The other thing to just note as well is that not everything is charged at 20% VAT. There are things like coffee, for example, which is 0% VAT. There's children's clothing and other things like that where, you're not always paying 20% VAT. So just keep an eye on that and make sure you change your settings in Amazon for each listing if an item is a different VAT rate. Now, the last thing I'm going to say from a sourcing point of view is you can no longer start ordering from sites like Stylevarna or iHerb or any sites that are actually outside the UK and don't pay VAT to the UK government. So that is one thing you need to make sure of, basically. So you cannot claim VAT back that hasn't actually been paid to the UK government. So all of these sites are essentially out the window. Now, there are sometimes good deals where you can still make money even if you aren't able to claim the VAT back. But yeah, guys, generally, as a general rule, these are gone now, basically. So you need to be buying your stock from a retailer that's paying VAT to the UK government when you make a purchase. So be careful of that. And that also means that any stock that you've got that you bought from sites like Stylevarna, iHerb, any of these sites, you need to get that stuff cleared way before you start going VAT registered, because you're going to get lumbered with it and you won't be able to claim the VAT back on it. So guys, from a sourcing point of view, just generally need to be more strict. You need to be still aiming for that 30% ROI minimum, in my opinion. And just, nothing much changes really. You're just going to be stricter. It's going to be harder to find deals, but it's not impossible, guys. We all do it. There's loads of VAT registered guys out there making 30, 40, 50, 60% ROI. You just have to get better at sourcing. So seems a little bit scary at first, but to be honest, it's a really good progression for your business. And honestly, if you're going VAT registered, it probably means you're doing something right. So yeah, don't be too scared about it, guys. But yeah, beyond that, not much really to say about the sourcing side of things. Now, before we go on to the admin section, we need to talk about my sponsor, Profit Pro. Guys, when you go VAT registered, you're getting serious now. So you need a serious piece of kit. I use Profit Pro, which is a fantastic repricer, to maximize my profit. Guys, if you're not using a repricer, you are literally leaving money on the table. Profit Pro is the best repricer in the UK. There's a link in the description to sign up for that if you want to get signed up. Take your Amazon business to the next level. The reason I love Profit Pro is that it makes me way more money above the minimum price. It's constantly pushing Amazon and seeing how much they'll let me have the buy box for, and makes me extra money versus other rule-based repricers. It has really fancy AI strategies that you can use as well. And it really is just a top piece of kit, guys. So you need to get signed up to this if you want to take your business to the next level. There's a link in the description. So let's go on to the admin. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is what is different between the admin of being a non-VAT and VAT. Well, the first one is that every quarter, so 4 times a year, every 3 months, you need to do a VAT return with HMRC. And when I say you, I mean your accountant. Now, what do you need to provide your accountant? You need to be providing them invoices for all of your purchases. You may have gotten away with your invoices previously and not getting them, but you need to be on top of your invoices now. And guys, hopefully you've been on top of your invoices up to this point, because any stock you've got in stock, you're going to need invoices for those to claim the VAT back. Now, if the purchase price is under £250, you can get away with not having an invoice. And this works for online orders and in-store orders. You can just give your accountant a receipt. And as long as you tell them what the sort of the address of the company you bought it from, what their VAT number is, and how much VAT you're going to be claiming back, they can self-calculate the VAT owed. However, if the purchase price is over £250, you cannot do this, and you need a proper VAT invoice. Now, another tip for you guys is, on the day that you go VAT registered, you need to take a stock count and have a really good idea of what stock you have in. This is because you're going to be claiming back the VAT for all of this. So it's a very good thing to note of what your exact stock is. That's going to be in hand and in Amazon. Just so you can give that to your accountant. And a bit off topic here, same goes for when you're going from sole trade to limited. On the day that happens, you do a stock transfer, you need to know exactly what stock you've got. And then the same for your end of year accounts as well. Like, my accountant's just said to me, what was your stock level 30th September 2023? And I'm like, guys, that was months ago. How the hell am I meant to figure that out? So it's down to you guys to know that, and I've given you that little tip there. Now, let's talk about one of the good things about VAT, because so far it's been a bit crap, let's be honest. It's just paying more money to the government and more paperwork for you to handle. However, one of the good things is anything you buy for your business, you can claim the VAT back. So if you've been holding off on buying that fancy new MacBook or that fancy new iPhone or whatever it is, as long as it's bought for the business, then you can claim the money back for that. And you are essentially getting a 20% discount on all the stuff that you're buying. And that's one of the best perks of being VAT registered, is you can claim that money back. So really nice. And obviously when you factor in the fact that you're taking that off your profits and saving money on profits as well, it comes to something like a 30%, 35% discount when you buy anything for the business. So check with your accountant first to make sure you're okay to buy that for the business. But yeah, generally everything should be okay. So not financial advice here, guys. This is just my opinion. So guys, I hope you found that video useful and you got some good tips on how to transition from being non-VAT to VAT registered. As I said before, nothing to worry about. It is a bit of a headache when it comes to admin point of view, but it's just part of the game, guys, and shows a natural progression of your Amazon business. And the main thing you should be focusing on now is just making lots of profit and not worrying too much about the VAT. So guys, if you enjoyed that video, please leave a like down below, and as always, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.